Let's talk about something many Aussies are quietly considering. Not packing up and moving permanently overseas, but something far more realistic and less complicated. Taking advantage of long-stay visitor visas in Asia to escape the cost of living crisis back home. Because let's be honest, Australia is expensive. We're not just talking about overpriced avocados or your $6 coffee. We're talking rent that eats up half your income, power bills that spike in summer and winter, and groceries that make you wonder if your weekly shop includes a mortgage payment. So what if I told you there are places, beautiful, culturally rich, and dirt cheap, where you can go as an Australian on a visitor visa for free or next to nothing, and stay for up to 6 months or even a year without breaking a single rule? You don't need to be rich, you don't need a fancy job, and you definitely don't need to buy real estate or commit to permanent migration. You just need a passport, a plan, and the willingness to see how far your Aussie dollar can stretch. Let's dive into the Asian countries Australians can visit for free, or almost free, on a visitor visa. First, why are visitor visas so powerful? Because they require zero long-term commitment. You don't need to prove your income, secure a job offer, or uproot your entire life to access them. No complicated paperwork, no legal battles, no years-long wait to get approved. All you need is a valid passport and a destination. These visas are technically designed for tourism, a few weeks of sightseeing, some hotel stays, and a flight back home. But smart Aussies are using them differently. For many, a visitor visa has become a strategic escape route, a way to step outside the high-pressure grind of Australian life and live somewhere warmer, cheaper, and more relaxed for a few months. What makes them so powerful is the flexibility they offer. You can rent a modest apartment or guest house for far less than you'd pay back home. You can experience life like a local, shopping in markets, eating authentic food, and building a daily routine. You're free to explore, unwind, and slow down. And in many cases, you can come and go as you please with minimal bureaucracy. Some countries allow you to extend your stay without hassle. Others welcome repeat visits with open arms. In certain cases, you can even stay for years. All on a simple tourist visa. Let's look at the best places offering these opportunities and what life on a visitor visa really looks like. Let's start with a crowd favorite, Indonesia, and more specifically, Bali. As an Australian, you can enter Indonesia visa-free for 30 days. If you'd like to stay longer, you can purchase a visa on arrival for around $50, which can be extended once for an additional 30 days. That gives you a total of 60 days, 2 full months in paradise, for just $70 in visa fees. And this isn't just a short holiday, this is a full-on lifestyle break. In Bali, your money stretches far. A private room or modest apartment might cost anywhere from $300 to $500 per month. Local meals are fresh, filling, and typically just $2 to $3. A scooter rental, your main form of transport, is around $70 a month. Add in basic utilities, a SIM card, and a few indulgences, and you're looking at a comfortable lifestyle for around $800 to $1,000 per month. You're not working. You're not applying for residency. You're simply living, and living well, on a tourist visa. And here's the real trick. Many long-term travelers do visa runs. They pop over to Singapore or Kuala Lumpur for a weekend, then fly back to Bali and start the visa clock all over again. Next up is Thailand, a longtime favorite for Aussies looking to stretch their budget without sacrificing comfort. Australians can enter Thailand visa-free for 30 days. Or if you're planning a longer stay, you can apply for a 60-day tourist visa in advance for about $60. Once you're in the country, this visa can be extended by another 30 days for around $90, giving you a total of 90 days, or 3 full months, without needing to commit to anything permanent. No job offer, no residency application, just a flexible, affordable break from home. And if 3 months doesn't feel like enough, Thailand also offers something called the Special Tourist Visa, STV. This is designed for long-stay tourists and retirees and allows you to stay up to 9 months through multiple extensions. While it requires a bit more paperwork, it opens the door to a nearly year-long stay in one of Southeast Asia's most livable countries. What about costs? Let's take Chiang Mai as an example, a city loved by digital nomads and slow travelers alike. You can rent a modern studio apartment for about $350 per month, Get fast internet for around $15 and eat well on $150 to $2 per meal from the local street stalls. Your total monthly spend? Around $1,000 or less. That's everything. Rent, food, transport, even a few weekend getaways. Compare that to paying $2,400 a month in Sydney just for rent. And suddenly, a 3-month stay in Thailand feels like a smart financial strategy, not just a holiday. Vietnam is quickly becoming one of the easiest and most affordable countries for Australians looking to live abroad on a visitor visa. Recently, the Vietnamese government extended visa-free stays for Australians to 45 days. No paperwork, no embassy visits, no fees. You just show up with your passport and you're in. If you fall in love with the place and want to stick around longer, and many do, you can apply for an e-visa online. It's quick, easy, and gives you an additional 90 days for around $45. That means you can spend a total of 135 days, or over 4 months, in Vietnam for under $50 in visa costs. It doesn't get much more affordable than that. And here's the real draw. Vietnam's cost of living is one of the lowest in Asia. In cities like Da Nang or Hanoi, you can rent a modern apartment or a comfortable private room for anywhere between $300 and $500 per month. Local meals are hearty and cheap, often just $150 to $250. A freshly brewed Vietnamese coffee is about $1, and yes, a cold beer can cost as little as 80 cents. Including accommodation, meals, transport, a local SIM card, and utilities, many travelers report living well on $900 per month. No job offers, no work permits, no strings attached. Just a few stress-free months soaking in the culture, food, and pace of life. In Vietnam, you don't need a plan. You can just be. Malaysia is one of Southeast Asia's most underrated gems. And for Australians, it's incredibly easy to stay there. You get 90 days visa-free on arrival. No paperwork, no application, no visa fees. Just show up with your passport and enjoy 3 months in a country that blends modern comforts with rich cultural traditions. And when those 90 days are up, no problem. Head over to Thailand, Singapore, or Indonesia for a quick getaway, then return to Malaysia for another 90-day stay. Unlike some countries, Malaysia doesn't impose strict rules on repeat entries, making it a favorite among long-term travelers who want flexibility without bureaucracy. What makes Malaysia especially appealing is how easy and comfortable it is to live there. English is widely spoken, which removes a lot of everyday friction. The healthcare system is excellent, and public transport, especially in major cities like Kuala Lumpur, is reliable and cheap. Living costs are surprisingly low. In places like Penang or Kuala Lumpur, you can rent a nice apartment for $400 to $600 per month, enjoy delicious street food for around $2, and live well on a monthly budget of $1,000 to $1,200. That's less than many Aussies spend just on electricity and groceries back home. And here, it covers your entire life. The Philippines might just have the most flexible visitor visa system in all of Asia, and it's perfect for Australians looking to stay long-term without committing to anything permanent. You can enter the country visa-free for 30 days, and after that you can extend your tourist visa every 1 to 2 months, all the way up to a maximum of 36 months. That's 3 full years, without ever needing to leave the country. Each extension costs around $75 depending on how long you extend for, but the process is simple and repeatable. No need to jump in and out of the country every few months. You can settle in, get comfortable, and enjoy life at your own pace. The cost of living is another major draw. In cities like Cebu or Davao, rent for a decent 1-bedroom apartment can be as low as $300 to $450 per month. In Manila, a more Western-style apartment might run between $600 and $800. All in, a monthly budget of $900 to $1,100 is enough for a comfortable life. Add in the fact that English is widely spoken, the locals are incredibly friendly, and you're surrounded by tropical islands, and it's easy to see why so many Australians are quietly calling the Philippines home, on nothing more than a tourist visa. Sri Lanka is one of the most overlooked destinations in Asia, and yet it offers one of the best long-stay visitor visa options for Australians. You can apply for an e-visa that gives you 30 days of entry, and once you're in, you can extend it twice, giving you a total stay of up to 180 days. That's 6 full months in a tropical island paradise. The best part? The total visa cost is around $80. That's half a year in an exotic, sun-soaked destination for less than what you'd spend on a weekend trip in Australia. And the cost of living is just as appealing. You can find a comfortable apartment for $250 to $400 per month, eat well for under $5 a day, and access affordable healthcare and transport without breaking the bank. Whether you base yourself in the colonial charm of Bali, the cool hills of Ella, or the surf-friendly beaches of Weligama, everything you need is within easy reach, from historic temples and tea plantations to yoga retreats and wild elephants. For remote workers, digital nomads, or anyone just looking to slow down and save money, Sri Lanka is a golden opportunity hiding in plain sight, and you don't need anything more than a simple tourist visa to make it happen. Love the mountains? Here's your ticket. Australians can get a 90-day tourist visa for Nepal on arrival, and if that's not enough, you can extend it up to 150 days per calendar year, giving you nearly half the year in one of the world's most scenic countries. Visa costs are minimal, around $125 for the initial 90 days and just $2 a day if you choose to extend. Nepal is also one of the cheapest countries on this list. In cities like Pokhara or Kathmandu, rent can be as low as $200 to $350 per month. Meals often cost just $1 to $2, and monthly internet is about $10. It's not for everyone. The infrastructure can be basic, and power cuts aren't unusual. But for nature lovers, trekkers, or anyone craving a quiet, low-cost, high-altitude escape, Nepal is a dream. And it welcomes you warmly, with no need for permanent plans. Georgia. Yes, technically straddling Asia and Europe, but Georgia deserves a spot on this list because it offers something that's nearly impossible to find elsewhere. Australians get 365 days of visa-free entry. That's a full year without filling out a single form, paying a fee, or dealing with any paperwork. Just walk in with your passport and stay. Even better, Georgia treats long-stay visitors almost like locals. You can rent an apartment, open a bank account, get a local SIM card, and live comfortably, all without switching to a different visa type. The cost of living is another major advantage. In Tbilisi, the capital, you can rent a modern apartment for $400 to $500 per month. Meals in restaurants usually cost $3 to $5. A good coffee goes for $1. And your total monthly expenses can easily stay under $1,000. It's no surprise that Georgia is becoming a hotspot for remote workers and long-term travelers. The freedom to come and go, live affordably, and enjoy both European and Asian influences, all without visa stress, makes it one of the easiest and most attractive destinations for Australians seeking a longer, cheaper, and more flexible life abroad. Here's the truth. While everyone's focused on how to survive in Australia, cutting costs, working overtime, skipping brunch, a growing number of Aussies are simply stepping away, using visitor visas not as short holidays but as financial strategies, ways to escape, recharge, and sometimes even get ahead, without migrating, without applying for PR, and without spending thousands up front. These countries are beautiful, they're safe, they're welcoming, and many of them are effectively inviting Australians to stay for free, or very, very cheap. In a world where rent alone can cripple your finances, a 3 to 6 month stay abroad might not be reckless. It might be smart. Your mental health, your savings, and your sanity might thank you. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you a new perspective on travel and freedom, hit that like button and subscribe for more data-driven ways to live smarter. Drop your dream country in the comments. See you in the next one.